Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom.
Michael J.
And today we're cracking open a new bottle of Bulleit 12-year rye whiskey. So super excited to try one. This one just came out within the last month. It came out April of 2024. So like I said, we'll get right into this one. This is a 12-year. It is also but it's rumored that there's some upwards of 17-year whiskey that's in this, and that is what their website had said. It comes in at 92 proof. We got it for $50.99. Like I said, this came out April of 2024. The company is Diego. The distillery is MGP. It is a 95.5 rye, so 95 rye, 5% malted barley. But Bulleit supposedly has a unique agreement with MGP to produce a proprietary recipe, even though it's 95.5, what they normally do anyways. But it has some control over the barrel maturation, both at MGP and at their own warehouses. So that was a sad cork pop, though. That was much better. All right, so we're going to see what this one tastes like. We haven't done a 95.5 rye in a while.
You might be right.
So we're going to have to see. I do want to stress one thing. I said I was going to say something about it. So recently, it looked like your glass was cracked. Do you see that? It's just a drip. We just did two recent, I don't know if I spelled two because I got thrown off. It looked like a crack on your glass. We just recently did two reviews. And I have to tell you, we do the fresh cracks like this. You watch us open it, and we give you our honest opinion when we do it. But then I can tell you, super fan of the channel, Steve, came over a few days after the review, and I tried the last two, the A Overholt and the New Riff, and they tasted totally different. So just understand, the fresh crack, some people believe in it, some people don't, and you can leave a comment down below which way you are on that one. But, this is why I like putting them in blinds, and this is why, I'll say right here, like the Green Rivers, when we cracked it, we were like, they're not that good, and then they just smashed every blind we put them in, You know what I mean? So, we give you the honest opinion, but some whiskeys really, in my mind, need to open up. You know what I mean? To come out of it. Because I remember saying in Old Overholt, there was no rye flavor whatsoever. And then a few days later, I did it with Steve, and there was a rye flavor in there, and it was actually very good.
I didn't really notice it.
Right. We said it throughout the whole review.
I know, which I liked.
And same thing with the when we did the New Riff. I was like, there's no oak in this. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my goodness, there's a ton of oak in this. So I just wanted to let it be known. We're not trying to mislead anybody. I just want, whiskeys change, and that's part of the reason why I like doing regrets, because by the time I kill the bottle, I know damn well whether it got better or it got worse. You know what I mean? So that's kind of another reason why I like, plus we like putting them in blinds for that reason too.
What are you getting in your nose?
Right now, not a whole lot of anything.
Really?
No, I'm getting a hint of a mint. Right off the
See,
bat.
I'm not, but you know what I'm getting? When you're cutting with a chainsaw and you get the wood.
You're getting a sawdust?
But it's not really, it's not a sawdust of a wood shop. It's like a chainsaw.
No, I'm
sawdust.
Let me take a sip then. I got to get something.
All of a sudden I couldn't talk, which jumped out really quick.
I know what you're saying, because I got that off the Chandelao, and I got that off of a couple Irishes, but I didn't get any of that off the nose of this one so far. I will say I definitely got.
You get a sparkle.
I got a hit of the mint right off the bat when I just took the first sip.
The cool breeze type deal.
Yeah, like the cooling sensation.
Yeah.
It wasn't just straight mint like whistle pig.
No,
so I want to stress that for the fact it's actually tasty, not just I just ate an alcohol.
I don't know if I would guess 92 honestly on this.
Because it was a little hit of a proof.
It seems,
I'll agree with that.
I'm not getting a mint in the nose at all. But I am getting chainsaw sawdust.
That's funny. I don't get any of that. I get a mint. I get a decent amount of mint flavor on it, though. Not all I get though. There is a caramel in the background
there
too,
is and sweetness actually.
I'm looking to see an oak. Being that it's a 12-year, you would think it would have more of an oak presence than it did so far. I'm waiting to see if it finishes.
That's what I'm getting in my nose. Because I was cutting an oak tree. It smells like that. That's what I got.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't get
We've
that.
cut plenty of them.
I know. I know. That's why I'm saying I'm not getting that smell, but
I'm not getting a mint. I don't believe I'll ever guess 92 for the proof of this.
what do you think on the palate? Can you taste the mint?
No, I get
Okay.
I get a tickle of the mint and the cool sensation
Yeah.
and the sparkle. So that way I would probably go towards a rye.
Because surprisingly, because you figured at the 95.5, you would think it might be a little bit. There is like a base of a caramel in there, though.
There is.
And then it has like a.
And that might be the years that just kind of sweetened everything out.
Right? Yeah, because you're going to get that from the oak. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm assuming. So, like, because we've had some young ones, like if you remember that Riverboat one, or that Cherry Stone one that we had, where it's 95.5, and it's like just go eat a mint tree. You know what I mean? Like that's all you would get.
Whistle pig.
And actually, yeah, most of the Whistle Pig. Where this one definitely has more thing. I'm just
Has a
waiting
couple
to
other
see
flavors.
if the oak breaks through.
Even though it has the sparkle, it still has like a refined finish.
This pour's weird for me today. I don't know. You know what it is? There's like a lip on the bottle that it wants to fit right. I think it's the pourer, not the pour. Or however you want to say it. The guy pouring, it's probably the weird one. But
There is a nice caramel in it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Right in the beginning,
in the back side of that little sawdust chainsaw.
Don't get any of that. Leave a comment down below if anyone gets chainsaw sawdust. There's been a few that I get that. And that would make, like, if we pulled this out of a blind, then you should get that right off the bat if you're getting sawdust. Because I used to get that, when, like, I did that.
It's a memory thing. Whether
because I did that on the Chandelier, I was like, oh, I know what this is, because there was only a couple. There was something else that smelled like that, too.
The nose really is not bad.
No.
It does have a pretty good caramel.
I have to say, it has to be the oak influence that did this because, like we've done some 95.5s that, like, again, sorry, Whistle Pig, I know they're never going to sponsor us, but, like, where it's just mint on top of mint on top of mint. Well, just stop saying our name. That's what they're going to comment. But, like, this does have, like, a mint presence on there, but I'll agree with you. It's more like a cooling sensation because you do get the caramel up front. And then it kind of you get that burst of the rye spice in the middle. And then I'm just not finishing with a big oaky presence.
No, it's not huge.
Again, we did this with the new riff that was 8 years, and I was like, "There's no oak," and then I had it, and I'm like, "Oh, there's oak." Like you just didn't, maybe it has to open up, but. This is very tasty, though. I know you're not normally a rye guy, but man, there was such a
I'd see 95.5. I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. Right. It's not.
No,
it's actually. I'd almost might even mistake this for a high rye bourbon.
This is what I'm saying. It has such a bourbon.
I think the 12-year probably kicks.
100%. It smoothed that right down, and it has to have. It actually. This is actually. I got to be honest. This is one of the better tasting because you still get that rye presence to me, which I really like.
Taste,
yes, correct.
Not the nose.
No, but you get it in the taste.
Yep.
So, like, this has got to be for a rye person. Like, to me, this brings the best of both worlds because it has such a bourbon-esque flavor with all that, the caramels and the brown sugars and the flavors that normally come. But and it's not even like heavily. You don't get like an oak bitter aftertaste or anything. It's just you get that cooling sensation, and it just brings you to.
It might be a light oak finish. It's not that nasty aftertaste.
Right. It's not like over oaked where you're like, oh no, it has that weird taste at the end. This is actually solid. Forever. Right. This is actually. Right. I guess if I have one complaint, which I always seem to have one complaint, why water down a 12-year bourbon at 92 proof? You know what I mean? Like, that just hurts me. We had a higher proof one. I think it was a bourbon, though.
Sometimes it's just because they want to share the wealth, per se. Mm-hmm. But
can you imagine how good this would be if it was like 110 or whatever it came out at? You know what I'm saying? Like, it would just bring so much more flavor to the table. 92
super
proof.
Caramel-esque the longer we keep yabbling.
That's why I poured a little bit more because the more it sits in a glass, it just keeps getting better and better. And I everything about it, I'm absolutely loving it. To include
they did a good job
that it is a 12-year bourbon. I mean, sorry,
$51.
12-year rye that they sell for $50.99. You know, you can't beat that with a stick. I do have to do a huge shout out to super fan of the channel, Steve. I apologize, Steve. I usually do this in the beginning. This did come back from Oklahoma with him. I don't know if this is in Massachusetts yet. I will say other stuff like the A overhaul, we did find it. By the time you're going to see the video, I said it wasn't in Mass, but it is in Mass because he found it the other day. So, you know, again, we're a couple weeks ahead. So, you know, this may or may not be here, but I highly recommend anybody, whether you're a rye fan or not, because this has a lot of bourbon-esque characters
very
in
much
it too.
So. Very
and
much
it
so.
drinks for $50 bourbon at 12 years. You know, granted the 92 proof is the only drawback that I have with this. But it's tasty.
Well, so for the average Joe that just wants a sip, this would be right up their alley. Steve's probably going to love this.
No, I don't know anyone. I mean, this drinks
there's no fight.
I will say with 92 proof, there's a ton of flavor that comes off of this, though. That's the one thing, and I got to attribute that to the years in the barrel because it's actually, I don't want to say viscous because it kind of dissipates quickly.
You get the tingle, and that sticks around a little bit.
But it's not like it doesn't last. It's there. But like you said,
this is the tingly part that's there, not so much the leftover okra or leftover caramel. Because there is a huge caramel.
The problem is, if this was going to be my nightly drinker, I'd have to have a backup bottle because it would be like, you know what I mean? Because this just goes right down. There is zero elbows whatsoever. There's no rough edges. There's
the initial little sip. First of the day, that was a good little sparkle and a quick mint. And now, after a couple, it's like this. I agree with you. It's like.
Yeah, batten down the hatches. Here we go. You know, going right down. So, all right. Well, we had a couple longers. We'll keep this short and sweet. Highly recommend.
I do want to throw out one quick thank you. Regimental did throw us out on their Facebook page, so thank you for that.
Okay. Well, there you go. Thank anyone who wants to share our by all means, share with a friend. And Mike's on a quest to 2,500, and he's only got a couple months left. So let's share with everybody. You know, the more people that puts the word out with us, that you know, the faster we can try to grow the community and do it with that. So, well, there you go. This is Bulleit 12-year rye whiskey. At this price, this is an absolute buy all day long. And you know, one good thing with Bulleit is they don't usually go on secondaries, and they don't usually mock them up. So, you know what I mean? They're usually just sitting on shelves.
They're usually available, yes.
They're usually sitting on shelves. So I don't know how available this is going to be, which, again, I'll leave that to you guys. Leave a comment down below if you do have access to this. And to me, it's an automatic buy at $50.99, you know, so. And if you can get it even cheaper, I love when I hear like, oh, and, you know, wherever, I can get this for this. So that being said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less. Drink more. Cheers.